So here we are at Laguna Seca. We've qualified in 8th place. We're trying to keep away from any incidents. We've got a dreadful score at the moment of about 500. Also iRacing points. Trying to get used to the Formula Ford. It's been a very difficult experience, but it's all good fun. You see, we're breaking into first gear, trying to keep on the outside to avoid any collisions, but still have a little clip here with the number one, send him spinning. Very unfortunate incident there for them, but luckily for us, we're back on track and we're keeping going. Car jumps into the air there for no apparent reason. Another spin out. It's typical of Formula Ford again. Recommendations if you're playing in this series is keep your speed down on this first lap. Just try and stay out of trouble. Now we're approaching the third corner now. Into third gear again, just taking it easy on this first lap. The tyres warm up a little bit. I always get this braking wrong, but we'll get that slowed down. Another car there comes off and into the sand again. You've got to take it easy. So we're heading up to corner 5. It's good into the corkscrew, into second gear, accelerating out in third gear. Continue just to go around again, just take it easy. It's very slippery here on this first lap. Coming up now to the final exit, turn 11. Should I say turn 10. Into turn 11, coming down onto the straight now. So we've managed to just squeeze past the first lap and get that done out of the way. We're currently in 9th place, which is fine. Tyres are warming up a little bit now. Brake down, put it into second gear, accelerating out of the corner. Again, just pull over to the left hand side on this, into third gear. I do brake actually on this corner, but I've recently found that you don't need to brake quite as hard, and on here you just pull your foot off the throttle completely. Don't use any brakes and you'll get round there fine. This is a tough corner to get right. Again, the trick with this is just braking, making sure that you brake and get the turn in. It's very easy to go around that corner this way too fast. So up into 4th gear, just again, accelerating through into third gear, back up heading towards the corkscrew. Tricky corner, to stay on the left hand side, and then move over to the right, brake when just before the 3-bore, and then into second gear and just take the corner. Again, you'll see this cars come off here, left, right and centre. So if you want to get some good iRacing points, and if you're struggling like I am, started off with sort of 1500 iRacing points as got through, down to about 500 now. This simply because my race crash was terrible. Constantly getting involved in accidents, doing really well off the grid. That was getting me ahead of people, and then just bang bang, accident. So I'm learning now steadily that it's not just all about the speed off the mark. Let's take it easy, try and avoid just any problems. As you can see here, we're in 8th place. We're just taking it easy. The places are going to be given to you. As you see there, we're up into 7th. Kind of spun off and just gave us that place. Again, you can see into 6th. So by taking it easy, sitting back, giving people plenty of space, we're going to start creeping that iRating up, which is the key to just making yourself feel good. Because it does feel good to have a much better iRating score than 500, of course. So accelerating again into 3rd, very tricky corner coming up. Brake slightly, just dab on the brakes into 3rd, just accelerate out. As you can see, he's only just come back on the track. He's obviously had an incident. You can see why, because he's off there again at the corner, just going too quick. Just brake down into 2nd, make sure that you get the turn, aim between the 2 trees, accelerate out into 3rd gear. It's not the quickest lap times. The really good players are doing this in sort of 1:30, 1:31. My best is sort of 1:32 and 2.5, just slightly under that, which I'm quite pleased with. Only been racing on iRacing. We've got a sim rig which is really good track racing sim rig. It's all Thrustmaster stuff, but I'll show you that in another video of what we're running there then at BHR Assist Racing Team. And I'll explain a little bit about BHR as well, but not here. This is our first race, so I want you guys just to enjoy seeing it in VR. There's a lot of people out there doing these kind of races, but there's not many that's showing this in VR with the cameras, and so you can see exactly what is going on. VR for me, the best experience you can have in any kind of racing simulator. I started using it about 6 months or so ago. I had a Meta 3. The Meta was excellent, super good fun, but as soon as I put it on and started using it, I was convinced that we could do just so much better. So I started looking up. I ended up with the Pimax Crystal. Yes, it's the top end, and yes, it's expensive. Is it worth it? Absolutely. This thing is like crystal clear. It's literally like being on the track. In fact, sometimes I kind of forget, get a little bit obsessed, thinking like I'm actually a race driver. It's easy to do when you've got crystal on and you're in a cockpit. We've got 2 butt kickers on, running the front and the rear tyres, so you can feel the braking, you feel the slipping of the car. As I said, we've got the Thrustmaster. It's the T818. Which is excellent. I've not used any others, so I have nothing to compare it with, but it's good. We've got the Ferrari display wheel on it, which I think is the SF1000. So it's a nice piece of kit. It's doing everything that we want it to do. In addition to that, and just add to a little bit of immersion, we've got an alpha wind turbine, whatever you call it. I don't quite know, but it blows wind out, which is brilliant on the Formula Ford when you're going down the straights. It is super good fun to start feeling you're accelerating and you've got more wind blowing into your face with the VR headset on, which feels like a helmet, and it does give you a sense of immersion that you are there. Anyway, back down to the race. It's just a very steady race this all the way through. We're tracking. We're in 6th place as it stands at the moment. Again, going up to the corkscrews, you can see with the gears, dropping it into 2nd gear, making that, pointing it down at the trees, and then just making that turn. It's very easy to slip off there. Into 3rd, I've seen people do this in 3rd gear, then into 4th gear, and go around the bottom corner in 4th gear. I've tried that technique, and it does work, and I think it's there, but I just don't have the skill to be able to pull that off consistently. And this was just a race about consistency and trying to get a few points on the board for iRacing to try and drag that score up. This is obviously the last race of season 3. I started about week 9 or so, I think, started. So I had a few successes. Started off in the rookies. Found that relatively easy, actually, even though people were saying it was difficult. Didn't find it too difficult. Won 2 or 3 races and got myself just straight into License D. But as soon as I went into License D, shifted from the rookies into the Thrustmaster Formula Ford series, and that's when things started to get really, really tricky. It's a very different kind of experience. The racing probably is, I don't know. It's not as good. It didn't feel as good, but maybe because I was in front a lot on the rookie series, and in this I'm qualifying quite often, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, usually within the top 5, which is a nice place to be. But because I'm not right at the very front and leading all the way, the number of collisions I was having at the beginning was just crazy. Just seemed like people were deliberately trying to knock me off the road, which was just very difficult. It was very difficult, very frustrating. In addition to that, I was having trouble with the T818, the Thrustmaster was disconnecting, which I've only resolved very recently, actually. But that caused me to disconnect a number of times, and it's just sent my iRating plummeting. So anyway, it's good. Entering into season 4, I think we're on maybe 5.5, 600 rating now. Races like this helped. I was just using this back end of the season just to try and get some sort of strategy. Don't think we're going to be going for any wins next season. Well, not series wins, but a few race wins here and there would be nice. But this is just all about the pace, getting used to the sim rig, getting used to just putting some content out as well. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the content. It's a little bit different. We're going to try and jazz it up a bit. We'd love your comments on the sort of format. We try to do the format so that you can see the VR, so you can basically see exactly what I can see when I'm racing in the car. You can also see the display, so you can see the gears, you can see where we are, the rev count and where we are on the map, along with the tyre temperatures, so it's giving you a good idea of everything else, along with the standings as well, so it's very easy to track where we are. Little camera at the bottom just showing the BHR car going around there. That just gives you a good indication of where we are in the distances from other cars, so I think that's really cool. It took me a while to work out how to do that, but again, if you guys have got any questions you want to know how we've managed to pull this all together, just drop us a few comments and we'd love to explain to you what we've done so far. Okay, so we're heading down to Andretti hairpin again, into first gear, accelerate over to the left, into third, just a slight dab on the brakes as you come around this corner, stay on the outside, you don't have to brake here, you just let go of the accelerator and just push yourself across, move back into the left hand side, going under the footbridge there, into turn 5, we're accelerating out, just keeping it steady, keep it steady, third gear, and just make sure you hit this, it's very easy to come off the track on that, and then back up over to the corkscrew, so into second gear, again not the quickest drive but it's a steady drive, and this is exactly what you want if you want to get your iRacing increased. Just keep it easy, just keep it on the track, let the other cars fall off and just watch yourself go around. Okay, I'm just going to let you guys just watch for a couple of laps, just keep quiet and let's see how we get on. Okay guys, as you can see, coming up to the 11th lap, let's give you a couple of laps there where just keep quiet. Let us know your thoughts on the content. We're going to have a play around with what we're displaying on the screen. Just let us know what you'd like to see. I'm personally thinking the display where the car is, at the outside of the car, just to extend that a little bit more, and just I think that gives you a really good feel as to where you are. And just when I'm watching these and watching other YouTubers do it, really enjoy looking at the outside of the car and where that is, because you get a better feel of where the other vehicles are. That's just my opinion anyway, but I'd love to know what you think. Just let us know in your comments. This is our very first video, so we're not expecting much traction on this, but any help or advice on how to improve it, what you'd like to see. Do you want to see the inputs? Do you want to see the steering wheel from the outside of the webcam, the pedals? Lots of different ways of doing it. What we want to do is just sort of take you on the journey with our car, BHR Assist. Vehicle, BHR Assist is my company. It's involved working with insurance companies, but I'm lucky enough now to not having to work kind of full time on that. We've got staff and other things. We're just working away in the background, so I'm able to focus on, well, I suppose, just enjoying myself really, which is why I've got into the sim racing. We also sponsor some actual racing, so we're thinking about having some competitions, so you guys can go see the British Touring Car Championship, see one of our cars. We sponsor a little mini. It's really cool seeing our logo whizzing around Silverstone and other tracks. These are British Touring Car Championship, so again, if you guys would like to go watch our car whiz around the track and you think having a few competitions it'd be fun, just let us know and let's do that. Let's try and get some traction on this channel. It's good for us, it's good for our business, and it's also just good for sim racing, just having new people on the scene and obviously experiencing sim racing at not a super high level, but it's with some really good equipment. Obviously the more we're doing it, the better we're getting. It's exciting stuff. Really enjoy it. Okay, so up to the corkscrew again. It's just a very steady drive. There's nothing too exciting within this race, but why I wanted to show this as one of the first videos is just, as I was saying, it was super difficult to try and get some points in iRacing. I was struggling to understand why I was dropping race after race, and it's kind of, this race was the sort of pinnacle for me, where it sort of made sense that I don't need to go hell for leather every single time. You're better off on these very first stages until you get good at your racecraft, just slowing everything down a little bit. Even if you're a few hundredths of a second, half a second behind some of the other vehicles, it's okay, because cars are coming off the track and you're going to finish sort of top 5, top 6. Just noticed here we're moving into position 5. We're not overtaking anyone, so there's obviously an off track there. So finishing in 5th position, it's given us some good points. This is exactly what we want to be doing now. Just finish steady, top 5, keep it easy, take it easy all the way around. We're catching up now, but we're obviously getting to the end of the race. It's lap 13, so everybody's taking the foot off the pace a little bit. As you can see on the left hand side, Emmanuel looks like he's going to win it. He's got the fastest time as well at 1:32.2. Our quickest there in 5th place, as you can see, 1:33.1. So we've almost done a 1:32, which I was super pleased at while going around this track, because, like I said, we are really new to iRacing, and to kind of get this pace very early stage was good for us. Obviously, the more experience we get in, the better we'll get, the more we understand this car. We're going to stick to the Formula 4 next season. Thinking we might do either the rookie class or the Thrustmaster classes again. Enjoyed the Thrustmaster, even though we dropped a lot of points, but I think using races like this and using the knowledge that we've learned, I think we'll be able to gain some places. And there we are, the race is over, finished in 5th. Apart from that incident right at the beginning, there was nothing else. So it's a pretty clean race overall. So super excited with that. And yeah, thanks for watching. There we are, in 5th place. So we shall see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you next time. Comments, let us know what you think.